prediction between the current governor of California, Governor Gavin Newsom, on the Democratic side, versus the Republican frontrunner at the moment for the 2028 Republican nomination, that being also the current Vice President, J.D. Vance. We'll be doing an election prediction between these two. So I will start out with Nevada, and then we'll work our way up to Pennsylvania in terms of states with the least to most electoral college votes. I've already got all of the main states characterized. It's just the swing states left to call. We'll start out with the congressional district here in the Omaha region in Nebraska. I'm going to put that into Governor Newsom's column. Harris was even able to win this district in 2024, and that was, as you well know, a very bad performance for Democrats. So I think if she can pull that off, I think Newsom may even be a stronger candidate than Harris. The national environment is also significantly more favorable towards Democrats, so I think that would be enough to win the seat there in the Omaha region by a decent margin, more than tilt, I would say. And then we're going to get to Nevada. I'm actually going to add a tilt rating. I think it could certainly end up in the, no, for now I'll do lean blue. I think it really could go in tilt or lean blue, but now, like I said, with the Omaha district, just a way more favorable environment for Democrats. This is just if the election were to be held today between these two candidates. None of us know what will happen in the future, so it's hard to predict that, but just given the electoral landscape, if the election were to be held today between the Governor Newsom and Vice President Vance, I think that the state of Nevada would go into the lean blue. And then Arizona, normally I have the state going to Vance, but we've just seen Democrats consistently outperform in the special elections that have taken place in the since 2024. We've seen good showings for Democrats throughout the swing states, especially in Wisconsin. We saw that 20-point margin lead of the Democratic candidate, if I remember correctly, it was for the state Supreme Court. That was a Democratic victory. The Democrat managed to get 60% or so of the vote. So I think if Democrats can pull off numbers like that, I don't think that'll be quite the same for the presidential, because there are some voters that only vote for the presidential and only vote for one party. So I think that will play a factor. But as far as that goes, I think Arizona, and I accidentally skipped over Wisconsin, but I do think Wisconsin, going to put that into the lean blue. I think it would be probably the most favorable state for the Democrats in the Rust Belt of the core three. And then we're going to get to Michigan. I'm going to put that state. I'm going to add a tilt rating. Scroll on up and put the state of Michigan in the tilt blue column. This, not too surprising. Generally, I have the Rust Belt voting together, all blue, for the majority of candidates, except for AOC, who I think would probably lose the Rust Belt. But as far as this prediction for Governor Newsom as the Democratic nominee, I think that Michigan would probably be a little more narrow than Wisconsin, but it would still be a Democratic victory. And then that leaves us with the three states here that will determine the presidency. We will start with the state of North Carolina. This is going to be the first bit of good news for the Vance campaign. I think that he would be able to win the state. Now is definitely a good environment for Democrats, but it would take a 2008 level good environment level for Democrats, and I don't think that at the moment is where I don't think Democrats are quite there, but I think if the momentum keeps continuing, North Carolina may get more competitive. Take a lot for it to go blue, but I think it might narrow up, which is why I'm going to put it in the tilt red column. And then we're going to get to Georgia. I think the state I'm more confident in calling for Governor Newsom. With that brings him across the finish line to 284 to 235. And then I do think the news will get even better for the Newsom campaign. I do think Pennsylvania is probably J.D. Vance's and Republicans in general best hope at winning a Rust Belt state of the main three. But I think if Wisconsin and Michigan are going blue, generally the three Rust Belt states do vote together, so that it would result in a Democratic victory there in the Rust Belt, 303 to 235. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.